coming to you live from War Memorial Stadium for the start of conference play. It's a WCC battle today between University of San Francisco and Gonzaga. Sarah Ash here alongside Sophia Jones. And Sophia, it's going to be a great one tonight. Both teams snapping losing streaks before this, coming into conference play on a win.
For San Francisco, it's going to be about earlier in the season, they were clicking more defensively. Recently, it's been offense, but it's going to be about putting those both together for 40 minutes straight. Gonzaga, they've really dominated the West Coast Conference recently, so they're going to want to start out with that same dominant momentum.
All right, let's take a look at some players to watch here tonight as the USF Dons host the Zags. And for University of San Francisco, it's Emma Trowali-Porta.
Trowali-Porta is getting the second start in the row, but she's earned this spot. She's athletic and uses her length to maneuver in the paint, but is also able to stretch it out to the perimeter and shoot the three and be a threat driving all the way to the rim.
In Gonzaga, who else? Yvonne Ejim.
She's coming into this conference play with all the accolades, West Coast Conference, national awards, even international recognition. But on the court, she's an explosive player that uses her footwork and touch to finish around the rim. She's a focal point in the Bulldogs offense. They look for the high-low action a lot for her to either post up on the block or drive from the free throw line.
Well, it's time to turn up the heat tonight. Whatever you've done until now, it might not matter because conference play is kicking off. We'll be back with you shortly for the start of this matchup. All right, we're going to keep it here because this game is about to kick off. Gonzaga comes out from Spokane, Washington, into the heart of San Francisco to take on the USF Dons for the start of WCC conference play. Sarah Ash with you alongside Sophia Jones on the call, and the tip goes to Gonzaga to start it off. And with the ball, Allie Turner, she's going to take it down the court. Ibens to Little. Inside and taken by none other than Deborah Dos Santos.
Immediately, you can see Gonzaga trying to get the ball inside to their players. San Francisco throwing a lot of people to clog up the paint.
Deborah Dos Santos with that steal, and she had a huge game on Tuesday for USF to snap that 5-game losing streak. Got the win against ASU.
Big game for Dos Santos to get back into her rhythm. She got that patented double-double. Look to see her hopefully do the same thing again today.
17 points and 14 rebounds for Deborah Dos Santos on Tuesday. Both teams now with the trip down the court, nothing to show for it, and Dos Santos with a block. A steal and a block for Dos Santos. And now USF pushing the pace, which we did see them do a lot on Tuesday as well.
Yes, they've been emphasizing trying to play a lot faster.
It's been all defense so far. That was Yvonne Ejim with the block. I think we'll be saying her name quite a bit. All's WCC preseason team. Last year she was All-American honorable mention. She was WCC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. And the first bucket goes to Freya Worth of the Dons.
Great baseline out of bounds possession run to get that easy bucket.
Nice look inside. Dons are all over it. And you said it. They're going to try to protect that paint, and Gonzaga is going to try to win that paint.
Exactly. They're going to throw as many people as possible into the interior, sag off of people that aren't shooting as high of a percentage because they know if the ball gets inside, it's going to be dangerous.
Dons will take this out. Talk about shooting percentage. Gonzaga shot basically 50% from the field in their previous game. You look at the Dons, they shot close to 30% from the field in their previous game. So far, a defensive battle. Taking it down the court is O'Connor. She'll find Ibens, and it's just off the rim. Still a goose egg for the Zags. From the corner. Rebound Dos Santos. The Dons will set up their offense. Leitchi now running the point. No changes in the starting lineup for the Dons. It'll be Leitchi, Trowali-Porta, Worth, Dos Santos and Fulcher, and Leite will bank it off the rim, and here comes Gonzaga.
San Francisco took way too long to get into their set. It was basically 5 seconds left before they actually started having any movement.
Well, if it keeps going this way, Dos Santos is going to have a double-double with some steals. That's her third now already of the game, and Tawali Porta punishes Gonzaga.
Great one by Porta, and great push by Leite as well. Recently, she's been becoming more comfortable handling the ball and really pushing the pace in transition.
From the corner, nothing but an offensive board, putting it back up. Still nothing. They can't buy a bucket right now. That was Claire O'Connor with the offensive board and the miss. Opting not to take that three, and now Dos Santos will opt for the three. Why not when you're that hot?
You know what? Sometimes you get hot off of the defensive end. When you get blocks, when you get steals, it just helps to fuel your confidence in general.
What a start for the Dons here to open this quarter. Gonzaga looking a little off kilter in some early subs right now. We'll check in, but Gonzaga, you'll get last year, they finished 16-0 in conference play. They did not lose a conference game, 33-4 overall. They made their 15th overall NCAA appearance, made the Sweet 16, lost to the #1 seed in Texas, but just such a program with such a rich history, and certainly the recent history to show for it, and they have a lot to back up this year.
Exactly, that's why they're trying to set the tone the right way, starting this conference play.
There it is, first 3 points for Gonzaga goes to Allie Turner.
Turner has a very smooth mid-range and three-point jumper. She's one of the top freshmen in the WCC this season. Look to see her shoot the ball quite a bit this game.
Leite now. Barbosa with her first touches of the game. It'll be a travel call against USF.
That was a good play because Worth set the screen and then cut. She's such an influential playmaker for the Dons that she actually attracted both players to stay with her, created some miscommunication and an open shot. Just an extra step when getting into that three-pointer.
Ejim will dump it off to Turner. Turner trying to find Ejim. She gets it back to Turner now, a little back and forth, a deep three. Kept in bounds, that's good work there. That was Paparonis from the Dons coming up with that rebound. And another turnover against University of San Francisco. When we talked actually to Deborah Dos Santos after the game on Tuesday, she said a big highlight from head coach Molly Goodenbauer is in that second half when USF was really starting to lose control of the game. Goodenbauer highlighted the turnovers. She said they had to stop making turnovers and just control their own destiny, and that's not a good start. They're 2 in a row for USF after the subs.
2 in a row. They're getting a little sped up right now, especially on that last play where it was a moving screen. Just need to set your feet and not stay moving.
Leite kicks it out. It goes around the horn. Just missing there is Worth. Dons with an offensive board and wide open now. Second time's the charm. Leite for three.
Nice for Leite to see the ball go into the basket. She hasn't hit many three-pointers this season, so to get started off is a great way for this conference season.
Ejim with her first attempts of the game. I'm sure we'll see her taking a few more of those. Do you expect the Dons to maybe double team Ejim at all? I mean, just such an incredible talent on that Gonzaga team. Do you expect the Dons to do something like a double team on her?
Definitely. They have to if they want to have any shot of controlling her. She owns the paint in the games that she normally plays, so want to make it as difficult as possible for her to score.
Dons spreading the love around. Paparonis with the bucket, and it's 12-2 now. The Dons getting off to a quick start. We'll have a media timeout. Now, USF off to a strong start here. What do you imagine is being said here in this Gonzaga huddle?
For Gonzaga, just start making some of their shots, keep getting the ball into Ejim, and keep imposing your defensive will.
All right, we're going to take a media timeout. We'll send it to commercial. We'll be back shortly after this break. Welcome back, everybody. USF Dons in the lead, 12-2. It's the start of conference play, WCC matchup here. USF hosting Gonzaga. Sarah Ash alongside Sophia Jones, and the Dons were off to a fast start, going up 7-0 before Gonzaga got their first couple of points. Biggest lead so far has been 10, what it is right now for the Dons, and they came out strong. Gonzaga with a timeout, just trying to regroup, get their feet under them after the Dons came out not missing a step from their win on Tuesday against ASU and driving. Now this will be a jump ball going the direction of San Francisco.
Gonzaga came out with the lineup that didn't go inside as much. That last possession, all the ball movement pretty much stayed outside along the perimeter because USF has been so forceful inside.
Long pass down to Paparones. Loose ball again. Gonzaga will take control. A big stop there. You got a stop is a stop no matter how you get it. So a big stop for Gonzaga after they can't finish it on their end, and now they get another opportunity to close this gap here. Driving to the basket is Dalton. Once again, this has been a defensive battle. Dons come up with it. Here's Leite running point inside to Dos Santos.
Dos Santos on one end has a great block, on the other, the acrobatic finish. She's just really all over the court this game.
Dalton, Turner, and it looked like perhaps Kata got a finger on that from the Dons. Nevertheless, Leite once again running point here for the Dons. Biggest lead of the night, 12 for USF. Paparones working inside. Blocked and picked up. Dalton to Turner. Hyvens for three.
Gonzaga's lack of connecting from the three-point line wasn't going to last very long. They're shooting at a pretty high percentage so far this season.
Dos Santos tries for it. Misses off the backboard, and now Turner pushing the pace for Gonzaga. Long three from Bentacore. Will she try it again? No, Turner this time. Yes!
Again, if you keep letting them shoot, eventually they'll start hitting. They're shooting 38%, which is 21st in the country from three-point range.
Leite now will set up the offense once again for the Dons, running a play here. Inside, trying to find Dos Santos. Too long of a pass, and we'll have some subs here. And you mentioned how Gonzaga has been shooting. They have been just incredible. 37.9% from beyond the arc. You mentioned ranked 20th nationally, first in the West Coast Conference. You look at their rebound margin of plus 8.3. They have an average almost 40 rebounds a game. Dominating the boards and putting shots away, and that's certainly a winning recipe. Ejim will pass it off. O'Connor. Hyvens. Dawn staying close here on Gonzaga. Now driving is O'Connor. She'll dump it off. That's a good look. Ejim just couldn't quite get that in. Is that the double team you're talking about? Is that what Ejim's going to have to do most of this game, is trying to find that open player?
She is. And that was a great pass, just a quick decision before she gets stifled by the amount of pressure that USF is putting on her.
Now a high press here from Gonzaga. Looking to dribble out of it is Fulcher. She does so. Barbosa back to Fulcher. Fulcher trying to drive inside, a travel call. That's the second of the game already for USF in terms of travel calls.
The three-quarter court press has been working well for Gonzaga. If anything, just to let or not let San Francisco have as much time in their half court. When they're not able to play at their pace, they've been a lot less efficient.
Rebound and put back from Ejim.
Ejim is always going to be extremely aggressive on the boards. That time she fouled her own shot, able to finish again with a soft touch around the rim.
Gonzaga once again looking to get that stop, and this time they'll send USF to the line. This will be Lorena Barbosa fouled underneath.
When San Francisco gets into the half court and they're running their sets, that's how they're going to be affected, by making quick decisions like that, not letting the ball sticking.
2 shots, Barbosa 10 for 15 from the line. Make that 11 for 16. So we get another look here.
And on that possession, Barbosa, she had such a quick stat that you actually heard a little ooh in the crowds.
16-10, shot clock off, 10 seconds. Bentacourt. Foul against number 20, Aya Keita of University of San Francisco. So Gonzaga with 8.2 seconds remaining in the quarter. They'll try to rebound and get a few points back here. Here's Bentacourt. Ejim outside for 3. No luck, and the putback wouldn't have counted anyways. And that's it for the first quarter. It's been a wild ride, we have to say. 16-10, the score at the end of the first. USF jumping out to a really quick start, biggest lead of 12, and Gonzaga has really been able to close the gap in that second half of the quarter. Before we head to commercial, before the second period, these two teams huddling up. Start of conference play, these two teams, as we mentioned, both of them coming off of wins, snapping losing streaks. Momentum has been up and down, back and forth. It'll sure to be the same in the second quarter. Everybody to the start of the second quarter. University of San Francisco in the lead, 16-10. We just got word that there is no graphic on the screen for the score. It's just a technical thing. We're working to get it up for you as quickly as possible. In the meantime, we'll be calling out the score as much as we possibly can. 16-10 here, University of San Francisco in the lead. An up and down first quarter, Sophia. USF out to a really strong start, but it seems like Gonzaga has really settled in and kind of grabbed this game by the horns.
They have, but again, like we're seeing with Dos Santos, Gonzaga, they thrive so much on getting the ball inside, and Dos Santos has been doing a great job this game of reading those passing lanes and intercepting.
Long rebound. A battle, that's one you're going to want to watch all night long. Dos Santos and Ejim, and it comes up Gonzaga's way. O'Connor. And Dos Santos with the rebound. Dos Santos, you mentioned, already 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 4 rebounds on the day. And the second quarter just started, 16-10, the score still, and this will be a foul inside on Freya Worth.
In the same way that USF is trying to make it as hard as possible for Ejim, Gonzaga is doing the same for Worth. You saw that she drove, denying her from even catching the ball, but on that drive, there are 3 people that collapsed.
Worth, she'll get another opportunity against 2 off the rim, and here comes Gonzaga, 16-10 still the score. University of San Francisco in the lead. Ejim, Turner, Hybins now, she'll dump it off. Here's O'Connor. Gonzaga working around, this is Ejim. Now working down low is Hybins. It'll be a University of San Francisco ball, jump ball. It should stay here.
gym.
Basically challenging Little to shoot from far away, and now from the corner, that was Turner. Ball out of bounds on Gonzaga. Will be University of San Francisco ball. 20-10 now the score. USF in the lead. Freya Worth with 5 points already for the Dons. She has the most so far on the game. She struggled on Tuesday against ASU. Missed some layups that she really could have made with her eyes closed on any other day, but it was her at the end of the game that just put the team on her back defensively, taking charges, made it free throws, and USF were able to pull out that win. 3 points over ASU to snap a 5-game losing streak, and now Gonzaga once again trying to go down, trying to find Ejim inside. Gonzaga, I mentioned, also snapping a losing streak of theirs. That was a 4-game losing streak, and they took on Eastern Washington. That was on the 14th, so they've had a bit more rest than the Dons so far. They took that handily, 79-50. And as we see, Ulana Leite.
She's just doing it all this game so far. She has 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and she's just putting her body on the line as we see in that last charge. Good anticipation, knowing that Little most likely isn't going to shoot it, but she's going to try to drive and then kick. Able to get there, get her feet set, and she's really just all around the court today.
And she's helping mop the floor, make it clean. She really does. She does everything.
Exactly. An assist in another form.
Exactly. Looking for the trap. Gonzaga almost gets there. Paparonis dumping it off. Worth puts it away.
The best way for San Francisco to break Gonzaga out of this press is once they get over half court to just try to get it to the paint. With those double teams, there's always someone open, so to just try to get that paint touch and find the mismatch.
Ejim makes that look easy. So 2 points to USF and 2 points to Gonzaga, 22-12, still a 10-point difference here. USF in the lead with 22 over Gonzaga's 12, and from the corner, it's Emma Trowale-Porta.
She was our player to watch for the game, and she has the duality to not only be able to score inside with her length and finesse, but stretch it out to that three-pointer and hit that shot.
Dolan hits 2, 25-14 now. Dawn's in the lead. That was Dolan's first bucket of the game, second attempt. She's 1 for 2 now from the field. Turner with 5 right now for Gonzaga. Dawn's trying to go inside. That's good work on defense from Gonzaga. Now they're pushing the pace. 5.5 minutes left from 3. They get the rebound. And now they'll slow it down. Bentecourt directing traffic. She'll dump it off. Back to Bentecourt, and it looks like Turner stepped out of bounds.
Number 13, Deborah Dos Santos for Emma Trowale-Porta.
And that's got to be frustrating if you're Gonzaga, right? You're starting to get the momentum. You had a play set up and everything, and then something like that happens.
Yeah, and with Turner, she shot that 3. They were able to get the old board, and usually that gives the team a little momentum. So for USF to be able to then get that stop is huge.
25-14, just under 5 minutes to play here in this second quarter. Leite setting up the offense for the Dons. Barbosa, who's already been to the line once this game.
3-second violation.
It'll be a 3-second violation on the Dons. We'll get a timeout on the floor here, and this is not the only conference game happening. We've got some matchups across the country. Of course, here in San Francisco, we've got Gonzaga, but we've also got Portland against LMU, St. Mary's against Santa Clara, Washington State against San Diego. Those all kicked off at the same time as this game, and then starting at 7 p.m., it's Oregon State, Western Kentucky. All right, we'll be right back with the rest of the second quarter quarter. Stick with us. Welcome back, everybody, to War Memorial Stadium as the University of San Francisco Dons are in the lead over Gonzaga. It's 25-14 with 4.5 minutes to play in the quarter. Sarah Ash here alongside Sophia Jones on the call for you today, and we're looking at some shooting percentages so far in this game. You look at Gonzaga, they're shooting 25% from the field. San Francisco, 45% from the field. Sophia, would you say it's as simple as that? That's just been the main difference in this game, or is there something else?
That and turnovers for both teams, honestly. But for Gonzaga, you have to think that they're not going to continue to shoot at this percentage. USF needs to make sure they keep applying pressure.
That's a foul against Mott's Hybins, accidental, as she was just headed to the ground, and that'll be her second. So a couple players on 2 fouls for Gonzaga. It'll be USF to take the ball out here. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remain in this second quarter. These two teams, obviously both WCC teams for a very long time. Look at their matchup history. Gonzaga, 55 wins. USF, 26 wins. So Gonzaga with a little more than double, actually, the wins than USF. Mentioned their rich history, and not just the WCC, but really in all of the NCAA, and how dominant they've been in the WCC. Here's Worth from 3, just misses, and Turner scoops up the rebound for Gonzaga.
San Francisco taking too long to get into their offensive set. Gonzaga right now, they're in a 3-2 zone, but it's a pretty aggressive one. They want to make sure that they're attacking the gaps and getting the ball to the middle.
Gonzaga now trying to find Ejim inside, again on the double team. And what do you make of that, Sophia? Would you keep going back to Ejim even though she's got that double team down low?
You do, especially since they're shooting a lower field goal percentage than they normally do. The best way to get out of that is to get easy buckets at the rim.
Inbound all the way out here to Bentacourt. 5 on the shot clock. She'll take it herself. Now she'll dish it off. And it's been that kind of night so far for Gonzaga. That was Dolan looking for the bucket. It just rolled off the rim, and the Dons will take it out. 25-14 still the score. Just about 3 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Number 44, Mia Vucic makes her first appearance for the Dons.
And the applause you hear in this stadium is number 44, Mia Vucic, excuse me. She missed a part of last year due to injury. This is her first appearance of the season for the Dons. What a big game to get your first minutes. In the first conference game, and the shot! What do it enter?
That is exactly how you do it. She didn't hesitate.
And a tough foul there. Dos Santos just barreling in as they both went for the ball. It looks like right into, that was number 22, McKinley Dolan. It was a tough one. That'll go against Dos Santos, of course. We get another look there at the first buckets of the season on the touches of the season for Vucic.
And for her to be back, it really opens things up for the Dons. She has that 3-point range, especially against a zone this game, going to be key.
Just missing from 3 is Bentacourt. Ejim can't save it. USF will take over 28-14 now. The Dons in the lead after that 3 from Vucic. This will be the largest lead of the night. This is 14. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this second quarter. .13 on the shot clock. Worth fakes inside. Worth, no good. 5 seconds now on the shot clock. They have to do something from 3 now, and they'll get a fresh 20. Once again, looking from three, Vucic. It looked like she was about to pull the trigger. Worth now at the corner. Working inside, Trawali Porta.
After getting the offensive rebound, that was the adjustment that next play, to get the ball inside. Don't let it just be passed around the perimeter with no type of pressure being put on the zone.
And a foul inside on Yvonne Ejim. USF in the lead now 30-14, a minute 34 remaining in this quarter. And this will send Yvonne Ejim to the line.
Yvonne Ejim at the line for Gonzaga.
This will be her first trip to the line. Go ahead.
We talk about Ejim. She's not going to stop in what she wants to do. Every single possession, even though they're doubling her, she's been posting just as hard. When she catches the ball at the free throw line, she takes those drives. Just a very aggressive and explosive player.
Fifth year out of Calgary, Alberta, and she misses the second one uncharacteristically. 30-15 now. University of San Francisco in the lead. Porta out wide, and now Leachy once again from three. This time she misses. Vucic was trying to go 2 for 2 from that three-point line. Just over a minute now to play in this quarter. 30-15, USF in the lead. Ejim will kick it out. Ejim again in the corner, and now for three, just missing is O'Connor. Ejim inside, what a pass that was.
Ejim, again, she understands her angles that time, knew that there was no one left on the backside for help, so she got Worth to sealed, able to get that pass and the finish.
7 points now on the day. It was really only a matter of time before she got going. She's coming off a 28-point game against Eastern Michigan. Of course, the highest scorer on the team in that one. 28 points is crazy as Vucic gets her shot blocked, and a foul will be called once again.
Very unafraid for this being her first game of the season, coming off of injury. That's the type of confidence that you want to see from a player. It's almost worse when you're coming back from an injury and you're timid, because that's how sometimes they say you get hurt again. I tore both my ACLs, so I had 2 ACLs. So with my experience in coming back from injury, seeing her not being afraid to take these shots is huge.
It really is wonderful. It gives you confidence too as a viewer, doesn't it? Vucic with her first free throws of the season. Well, you can't do everything on your first game back. Yeah, you hit a 3 to start it out, and missing the first 2. This will be the last free throw here. 22 seconds on the game clock. 30-17, USF in the lead. Make that 31-17.
Number 5, Mount Hybrids checks in for the Bulldogs, replacing Esther Little.
Now USF showing a bit of a high press here against Gonzaga. 20 seconds. Shot clock is off. Bentacourt. 10 seconds inside to Ejim, and that'll be Gonzaga ball. We'll take it out from the sideline, and that'll be it for now for Vucic. She'll take a seat. O'Connor to inbound. 9 on the shot clock. Inside, just rolling off of the rim. Ejim almost had it, looking for the putback. And a foul called right before the buzzer. That'll be on O'Connor. That's great work inside from Gonzaga.
Not only is Gonzaga talented about scoring and getting the ball inside, but off of offensive rebounds and crashing, they're not going to stop in their pursuit to getting that.
And that was good work there from Hybins. I mean, Barbosa of San Francisco had her boxed out, and just using her height there at 6'3" was Hybins. Just tapped that ball. O'Connor was able to scoop it up and draw the foul, and now 2 shots. First one is no good. 0.9 seconds on the clock, 31-17, USF in the lead. So this will most likely be the last shot. Misses the second, not enough time for the putback. So final score as we head into halftime is 31-17, University of San Francisco in the lead. It's been up and down. USF got out to a strong start. Gonzaga looked like they'd really harnessed that momentum. Started to eke back a little bit, and then USF really just took control in this second quarter. 31-17 over Gonzaga, who, by the way, won the conference last year. It's been a big one. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with you shortly. Stay tuned. It's soon to be a great finish. Everybody, San Francisco in the lead over Gonzaga in this WCC matchup, 31-17, USF in the league. And Sophia, we get a look at some of the big hitters here for University of San Francisco.
San Francisco has this trio that is able to really use their length to impose their will, not only in scoring, but also rebounding, just rapacious inside the paint in general.
Well, Deborah Dos Santos came up big on Tuesday and once again today, and I can say the same for the other two that we just saw those stats. And now let's look at some highlights here from the first half. It was all San Francisco to start, and then Gonzaga started to creep back.
They did, and they did it by going to their tried and true. Turner and Ejim, they're their leading scorers for this season, able to just get a lot on the three and inside, as we're seeing the same with Trawali Porta.
Well, it's been a big one for San Francisco, hitting threes, hitting from the field, and out in the lead, 31-17. We're going to take a quick break here, and we will be back with you shortly. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Waving to the camera. Welcome back, everybody. Sarah Ash here alongside Sophia Jones. We're getting a shot of us. Get us off the camera. We're not the star of the show. And a beautiful shot of the court as we get a look here at how these two teams have fared so far this season up until today.
One of the things that stands out to me is right now, Gonzaga, they're below, for the half, they're on track to be below their average points per game. Right now, they're below their average field goal percentage and three-point percentage. So San Francisco having some really stifling defense this game.
Well, it's really staggering here. You look at what Gonzaga's been able to do. We mentioned before their program history, what they did last year. They made it to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA. The Dons last year were in the NIT. And then you look at this year, 5-6 overall coming into today, and down 17-31 against the Dons right now to kick off conference play. What's different so far with Gonzaga this year from last year?
They lost 66% of the minutes played on their staff, on their roster, so they really just lost a couple players. One thing that is the big constant, though, is Ejim and how she's been performing. She was West Coast Conference Player of the Year last year and Defensive Player of the Year. So she's not just on one end; she does it on both.
You look at the matchup history; it'll tell you how dominant really Gonzaga is. Gonzaga's won 55, USF 26 in all of their total matchups. Their last meeting, Gonzaga won 74-48 on February 22nd, 2024. That was obviously earlier this year, but in the last season, that was up in Spokane, Washington, and they've won 17 straight against San Francisco. But now, San Francisco in the lead, 31-17 at halftime. Can they hang on? We'll see shortly. Sophia, keys to the rest of the game for University of San Francisco.
San Francisco, they've been in this position before where they've had the lead the majority of the game, so they have to make sure that they continue to take care of the ball and not turn it over, continue applying pressure on defense as well.
All right, it's going to be a great second half. Gonzaga trying to make a comeback. USF wants that the Dons mascot here. And we've got just over 2 minutes until the start of the second half. 31-17, University of San Francisco in the lead. If you're just joining us, we mentioned Gonzaga's on a 17-game winning streak against the Dons. The Dons have not won in 17 straight games against Gonzaga, and now they are up at the half, 31-17. Can they hold on? Sarah Ash here alongside Sophia Jones. And Sophia, I asked you what the keys to the second half were for the Dons. Now let's talk Gonzaga. It's been a tough first half, down 31-17. What's going through your mind if you're Gonzaga, and what do you need to change?
For the Bulldogs, they're being so forceful at getting the ball inside. However, San Francisco, they're throwing a lot of pressure, a lot of double teams at whoever catches it inside. So I would say to just make sure the floor is very spaced and that things are moving along the perimeter. Start connecting on some threes, and that'll help to really open things up for the Bulldogs.
You mentioned how much of their roster actually left after last year. You said, what, 66% of them. What's the mentality this season? Is that right, 66%? I'm remembering that correctly?
So 66% of the minutes that have been played left.
There we go. So some could say this is a rebuilding year, but you never want to be a part of a rebuilding year. You got 4 years in college, and the goal is, of course, to win every single year. If that's not the goal, what are you doing? So what really is the mentality here for Gonzaga? Is it, hey, we're gonna start, it might be a slow start to the season, but we're gonna figure it out along the way?
It's something where when you have someone that like Ejim that is a backbone and anchor of the team on both ends, she'll definitely carry the team to a certain extent. It's also beneficial to have a freshman like Allie Turner, who's coming in. She already has a couple West Coast Conference Freshmen of the Week under her belt. At the point guard position specifically, she's that ball handler, and Coach Fortier has said that she's a great shooter and a heady guard that can stretch the floor and run the team. But with her motor, she can play heavy minutes, and her steady demeanor is something that they really value in handling guards.
She has been incredible so far. You mentioned Allie Turner, the freshman out of St. Louis, who we're talking about right now. Last game, 19 points against Eastern Michigan. That was second on Gonzaga's team, only to Ejim. And she ranks first in the nation right now in terms of three-point shooters. She's made 34. That's among freshmen alone, actually. Excuse me. She's first in the nation three-point shooters among freshmen alone. Among everyone, she's 12th in the nation. Not too shabby, though, among everybody. And first, of course, in the WCC. She's also the first true freshman to score 20 points in a game for Gonzaga since none other than Courtney Vandersloot. And if you're a fan of the WNBA, you know exactly who that is, a legend of the game. And we're going to get things started here. Third quarter underway here at War Memorial Stadium in San Francisco, California. Gonzaga coming down from Spokane to take on their WCC rivals. Everybody's a rival in conference play. And first possession, not exactly what you want if you're Gonzaga.
No, and like I mentioned at the half, because Gonzaga is so forceful about getting it inside, they want to make sure that they're not closing their minds to other opportunities that might come.
Deborah Dos Santos punishes Gonzaga for that turnover. Gonzaga now will just try to settle down, get some points back. Now wide open is Little. You mentioned USF challenging her to hit that three. She won't. Instead, from the corner, it's Ejim.
That's not something that you want to leave her open in that spot too often. But because she is such an explosive driver, you have to respect and give her a little space in anticipation for that drive.
Who else but the freshman from St. Louis we were just mentioning? She comes up with the steal. Finds Little on the outside, and now Gonzaga will work it around. And it does look like they're trying to get Ejim to that elbow once again, but no! Go back to the freshman Turner. She sinks it. San Francisco now looking to respond. Here's Fulcher out wide. That was Worth trying to get that bounce pass inside to Dos Santos. Just a little low, not a bad idea though. And a timeout for the Dons. Now, why do you think that coach is calling a timeout right now?
A little bit of stagnant on offense, just not getting much going against this zone. Have to make sure that they're moving the ball and not making errant passes like that last one. In order for them to keep this lead, they have to make sure to take care of the ball.
Gonzaga, a couple players in foul trouble. How worried are you about that?
Not too worried at this point. If it's something, some of their turnovers were just silly ones, or some of their fouls were silly ones, so they want to just make sure they're maintaining verticality.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the rest of the day. An incredible career. She's in her 11th season as head coach of the Bulldogs. She's the only coach in program history to have 10 20-win seasons in her first 10 seasons, and if that doesn't tell you how dominant they've been, I'm not sure really what will. As Gonzaga gets the first shot back from the timeout. 11 points down to USF here at USF. A beautiful shot from Ejim.
Ejim not only being able to put the ball on the ground to drive, she can also handle it, and with that little shake, getting that step back.
Freya Worth from three, the newcomer of the year last year for the WCC, is making herself known right now to Gonzaga.
And the Dons needed that three. Coach Goodenbauer called that timeout a second ago, frustrated with the way that they were playing offensively.
Now, we've seen what just happened quite a few times. I'm going to ask you about it when we get down on the other side of the court, as USF now just missing is Fulcher trying to put it back in. We're down on the other end. Esther Little once again left wide open for three for Gonzaga.
And that's something that the Dons are going to continue doing, because right now they're gambling that they would rather her take the shot as opposed to them feeding it inside.
And how do you combat that if you're Gonzaga?
It's difficult. With for Little, you have to make yourself a threat. So if either you start hitting some shots, or if you go into some type of pull-up for the mid-range, just draw the defense out somehow.
We're seeing her get some coaching there from Lisa Fortier. And 2 for 2 goes Fulcher. So we'll see if something that Fortier said to Little is going to be implemented here. Now Little. Ejim fouled as she goes up for the shot. That'll be 2, and she'll go to the line.
Dos Santos came over for that help. Wasn't necessarily straight up, and that's what is sent Ejim to the line.
And that's the 3rd for Dos Santos, so she will check out. Barbosa will come in for Dos Santos. Yvonne Ejim so far from the line today, 1 for 2. And she'll make that 2 for 3. This year, she has a chance to make history. She currently has 1,877 career points and is just 288 points. That was coming into today, so a little less than that now, away from breaking the all-time scoring record. You heard that right, the all-time scoring record for Gonzaga, Freya Worth. That's her 2nd in a row from the three-point line.
From the same spot. Great push by Leche to then get it to Barbosa, who kicked it to Worth. Seemed like she had 2 players on her, but that doesn't matter.
Worth and Ejim battling, and Worth wins that one. USF pushing the pace again. Leche up top. Kicks it all the way wide, and USF can't miss right now. That was Chawali Porta.
And because of USF pushing the ball, that created the mismatch where Barbosa had turned her down on her, which drew everything inside. Chawali Porta then able to have that open 3 that she hit.
Inside now, battling is Hybins, and that'll be a good play there from Chawali Porta, who's doing it on both ends right now. Gonzaga need a run to stay in this game right now, as USF is starting to really run away with it. And that's a good start. Stop on the defensive end. Now from three, Claire O'Connor.
O'Connor has the potential to really heat up from the three-point line. USF needs to make sure that they always have someone on her.
USF's biggest lead is 16 points. They're at 15 right now is the difference between these two, and now 6 on the shot clock. Barbosa, why not try? And a rebound scooped up from Turner. Turner, the freshman, with 8 points right now. Her name we've called quite a few times, and that's Connor drawing the foul down low.
O'Connor with back-to-back strong possessions. Head coach Fourier called her a very versatile offensive player that can score all over the court. She has a great work ethic and highly driven to succeed. We're seeing that on that last play where she really just drove into the contact, not afraid of the height.
Well, Gonzaga down 44-29 to the Dons, who are seemingly trying to run away with it and get that first victory in 18 games against the Bulldogs. It's Gonzaga who took the timeout. They're going to try to spend the rest of this third period getting back to Memorial Stadium here at the University of San Francisco as we get a look at the head coach for the USF Dons, Molly Goodenbauer, in her 8th season as the head coach. She was hired in September 2016. She's a 2-time national champion herself with plenty of experience as an assistant coach for the Dons before she was hired as the head coach, and plenty of head coaching experience around the Bay. Each year with the Dons has been an improvement for her. She was hired in September 2016, as I mentioned. The 15-16 season before that was the last time the Dons were in the tournament. So they have not been in the tournament under Molly Goodenbauer, but they've come close, and they're trying to do it for the first time since 2016 this year. And the road to that starts in the WCC conference as they take on two-time, well, back-to-back, not just two-time, but back-to-back champions, Gonzaga of the WCC. In terms of all-time, 19 conference regular season champions, 10-time conference tournament champions are Gonzaga. Now from the corner, rolling off. Ejim with the rebound, can't quite do enough with it, and USF will pick that up. And you look at the third quarter so far, and actually, if you look at just the third quarter, it's 13-12 in terms of USF has just really outscored Gonzaga by 1 point in this quarter, but Gonzaga need more of a run to really get back in this game.
They do, and they're getting good looks on defense. We're seeing them get out of that press, which was kind of allowing USF to speed up, which played into their favor.
Eating into the lead little by little. The lead is 13 now. That was a missed 3 from Ejim. Ejim has 13 on the day so far for the Bulldogs. Turner is the closest behind her with 8 for Gonzaga.
Gonzaga foul number 4.
That'll be a foul on Claire O'Connor. That'll be her third.
Number 5, out.
With these Gonzaga fouls, that's really what allowed USF to take this lead in the first place. They have to make sure that they're playing honest, not reaching, especially on these off-ball plays.
Luana Leche working down low. And that's good defense there from Gonzaga, but it'll stay here. Leche's been doing so much. She's only got 3 points, but she's been everywhere. She's been helping this Don team in so many ways.
So many. She's at 9 assists right now.
The bench was shooting for Worth to put the shot up. I don't think she realized just how few seconds were on the shot clock there, so it'll be a turnover. Gonzaga will take it out.
And San Francisco, they're in the middle of a 3-minute scoring drought, something that has been a theme throughout this season. They want to ensure that they're getting good offensive plays, which of course starts with getting stops on the defensive end, like that.
And that was a foul. If you're looking inside, that was Worth working on, I believe it was Hybens, and that was a foul call against Hybens as those two were working off the ball to try to get the best position. Hybens was just trying to front Worth, and she was called for the foul.
An aggressive battle going down low on both ends for both teams.
Worth dumps it off to Dos Santos. No good, and here come Gonzaga. The lead is still 13. Inside, and Worth read that all the way. And just a little too much from Leches. That would have been quite the assist, throwing it up and over to Worth.
And you can see Coach Janelle Jones on the bench telling her team to calm down. Something important right now, they've had a couple turnovers. Want to make sure that they're taking care of the ball, because that's going to be one of the easiest ways for Gonzaga to get back in this game.
And that's a start. That was McKinley Dolan. Her second bucket of the game. She's on 4 points now. The more players that can get moving for Gonzaga, the better, and that's Worth driving hard. A foul is called. It looks like it'll be called against McKinley Dolan, who just hit that right from behind, huh, Sophia?
Yeah, it looks like Worth got tripped. And sending her to the free throw line is not something that any team wants to do.
Take a look at how she's been doing from the free throw line. Oh, 22 for 22 this season. Well, I guess it'll be dead ball foul. They're going to say it didn't happen while she was shooting. And we're getting a 30-second timeout. Before we get the inbound, USF calls that 30-second timeout. So the lead is now 11. Gonzaga slowly coming back into it. If you're San Francisco, is this starting to bring back some bad memories from earlier in this season with those close losses, and how do you combat that?
It's bringing back a little bit of a bad taste, but they were able to prove themselves yesterday after playing Arizona State, or 2 days ago after playing Arizona State, that they can withstand these runs. It's going to be a matter of just staying composed and getting good looks on offense. They're actually creating a lot of stops on defense, just nothing generating, going in their own basket.
Well, we just saw their schedule. After this, they'll go away to LMU and then Santa Clara, and then finally back home to host St. Mary's. Dos Santos inside. No good. Rebound to Hybens. Gonzaga has been eating at this lead. I'm sure they'd love to make it within 10 before the fourth quarter.
Exactly. They want to get it down to single digits going into the fourth, stay in striking distance with their three-point shooting. That'll keep them in the game.
Some frustration there as that ball sails out of bounds. Allie Turner couldn't get to it. Now, we knew it was going to be a battle. The start of conference play always is. These two teams, different records coming in, but you could tell when you looked at their schedules, how they played in the last game, it was going to be a battle. Dos Santos from three.
She hit one from the same spot at the top of the key earlier. Same result as we see Turner right back at the Dons.
What an answer there from Turner. I mean, she's the first true freshman to score 20 points in a game since Courtney Vandersloot for a reason. We mentioned how dominant she's been from that three-point line. You can't leave her that open. That's what's going to happen. .10 on the shot clock. Worth working, and the ball is just stripped there from Hybens. Foul. Dalton took it right to the rim and drew the foul.
Personal foul, USF, number 32, Cami Fulcher.
So 11-point difference, and she'll shoot 2. We just talked about how important it might be to get within 10.
We did, and that was created by the steal from Worth. Gonzaga just really slowing the Dons down on offense, trying to make them really run their sets, which they haven't been that successful. San Francisco has been getting more from playing fast and getting stuff in transition. So when they're slowing it down, that's how they're getting these opportunities on the other end.
Well, 31 seconds on the game clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock. 10-point game here at the end of the third quarter, and USF trying to extend it before we head into the fourth. Leite just waiting. Under 10 now. She's got to do something. 5, she'll look to put up the shot. Banking it off, and it won't fall, and Gonzaga won't have any time to do anything with that. So a 10-point game as we head into the fourth quarter. San Francisco, it's been Worth and Trewally Porta. Worth with 13, Trewally Porta with 10. For Gonzaga, well, it's Ejim with 13 and Turner with 11. The freshman has been coming up big. It's sure to be quite a battle here in this fourth quarter, playing the first game in WCC Conference. Stick with us. It's going to be a fun one. A beautiful shot of the church here at University of San Francisco. Just a gorgeous campus right next to Golden Gate Park here in San Francisco, as we welcome you back for the fourth quarter of this WCC matchup. Gonzaga outscored USF 20-16 in the third period to make it a 10-point game. So it's 10 points is the difference right now as we start the fourth quarter. And we're gonna actually not start the fourth quarter quite yet, as our center referee Tyler Trimble will have a quick chat with Lisa Fortier. And Sophia, 10 points. What do you imagine was said on either end here for Gonzaga and for USF in that huddle?
For Gonzaga to get back into this game, well, I mean, they're already back in, but to close out this deficit, have to make sure that they're, one, playing honest on defense, not letting them get as many foul calls as some of their players are in foul trouble. Secondly, they've been starting to hit more shots in this third quarter. They're actually 60% from field goal, 50% from 3-point, so they're shooting better, which has been huge. But they got to the free throw line more as well, a huge thing, and that shows their aggressiveness.
So we're gonna just pause right now. We're not entirely sure what's going on the other end, but that's all right. We're gonna keep it here for a second while we wait. And you mentioned shooting. Gonzaga, a great shooting team so far this season. They're shooting 37.9% from beyond the arc. They ranked 20th nationally, first in the WCC from beyond the arc, but you look at how they're shooting from beyond the arc today, 23%. That's a huge difference.
Huge difference. A lot of that having to do with the amount of pressure that USF is putting on them. They're also speeding them up a lot when you're not able to get your feet set and play patient as Gonzaga wants to. That's kind of where you get the variance in field goal percentages.
So attempt number 2, we're going to kick off the fourth quarter here as we were just getting the update from our wonderful center referee, Tyler Trimble, who told us that they were just looking at a foul situation, but we're all good now, and inbounding it, Worth to Leite. Leite back to Worth, these two working up top. Dos Santos She's hit from three. It's not just inside that she can hit from. There she goes.
And you know what? If they're gonna keep letting her shoot that, and they're not gonna regard her as that three-point shooter, she's gonna keep taking it.
She really can punish you from anywhere. And were you surprised how open she was there, considering that she'd already hit 2 threes in this game before that?
It's the surprising part almost was that she wasn't super open. There was still a little bit of a contest, and she was able to knock it down.
That'll be a foul call. That was a beautiful move there from Claire O'Connor. Fake shot and fakes out her defender in Cami Fulcher.
First team foul on the Dons in the fourth quarter.
Second foul for Cami Fulcher, and Gonzaga will take it out of bounds. Turner, freshman working up top, trying to find inside, and now finding the open man was Ejim, working it around the horn. Great ball movement from Gonzaga, but it doesn't fall their direction, but it'll be a foul against Dos Santos. Her number just called.
Great ball movement by Gonzaga, but even better scramble defense by the Dons to make sure that they're not letting that easy thing come inside.
I was wrong about that. It wasn't on Dos Santos. It was on Ejim of Gonzaga. Now here's Dos Santos inside. She just hit the three and now off the board. So USF has extended the 10 points to 13. Ejim already has 13 on the day. Unlucky, but the rebound to Hybins, back to Ejim, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line once again. Already been to the line twice today.
Second team foul. Number 8, Ines Betancourt returns for the Bulldogs.
Ejim crashing, or cutting rather, to get that lane to the basket, draw the foul. Ejim comes with a lot of accolades to her name, but one of the biggest experiences that you could say about her was that since she was born in Calgary, which is in Alberta, Canada, she was actually a member of Team Canada and was with the team this past year in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Something that definitely probably helped her mature as a player, and whenever you can get a more global view of the game, it's certainly beneficial.
Just incredible experience for her to have under her belt. Once you've seen the Olympic stage, it's hard to be scared by any other stage, I'd imagine. And another foul called here that'll go against Claire O'Connor. It looks like off the ball.
Personal foul, Gonzaga. Claire O'Connor. That's her fourth.
Claire O'Connor, she's on 4 now.
And again, like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot of those aggressive off-ball, non-shooting fouls that are getting Gonzaga in foul trouble right now.
So not the start you want if you're Gonzaga, but you're still, so you've only really conceded 2.5. A net conceded 2, if you will, since they're down by 12. They were down by 10 at the half, and Dos Santos misses that open bucket. Gonzaga will take it out. We're already talking about Ejim, so let's just continue. You mentioned her experience at the Olympics. We mentioned that she currently has the chance this year to break the record and really make history. The all-time scoring record for Gonzaga as they put another one away. It's 10 now. Just incredible numbers. She's recorded 30 double-doubles in her career and scored double digits in 53 straight games. Make that 54 since she's in double digits already today. Just incredible. She's also third all-time in rebounds with 909, and she'll move into second with 24 more rebounds on the year. She's got 4 on the day, so make that 20. USF taking their time, working the clock, and Trawali Porta was working inside.
You can hear the Gonzaga bench when Porta caught the ball at the elbow. She was calling out ISO, trying to warn her team that Porta's going to try to score right now, and that's exactly what she did, except going to the free throw line.
She rattles that one in. Charwali Porta from the line, 8 for 13 before today. And from the line today, 1 for 2. Some confusion here on substitutions for Gonzaga, and they figure that one out. So now they'll take this ball out. And Gonzaga haven't really been able to break that 10-point barrier, Sophia.
They haven't, but with a player like Ejim, like that, just having her way, picking apart and finding the gaps in this defense, been hard to stop her.
Gonzaga have not led all game. It was the Dons who jumped out to a quick start, and Gonzaga's been chasing them ever since. It feels like just a really big barrier that they just haven't been able to break. USF doing a good job of keeping them really at bay. Once again, another stop, and Gonzaga will take it out. This time, we don't see Luana Leche helping. Well, she might be headed to help onto the court right now. She's really done everything in this game. You mentioned her assists, and we look at just how many players have put up some numbers here for USF. They've already got 3 players in double digits in terms of points, and then Leche, you look at her assists, she's sitting at 9. Worth, she's on 13 points, but she's also got 3 assists. It's just been help from everywhere. 8 points from the bench as well. It's been a comprehensive team game so far for the Dons.
It has team game on the offensive end, but also the defensive ends, like we're seeing right now.
Leche blocked. Allie Turner got back, got a hand on it, a clean block there from Turner.
And that's how you want to respond. A turnover, coming back on defense, getting the stop. That's the type of response that you always want to see out of your players.
Inside, Worth. Down below, gets the foul call.
And Worth, she got that foul call. But we're seeing a little bit kind of similar to USF's last game versus Arizona State, where they're succeeding by getting to the free throw line. But a lot of those just bunnies right at the basket are barely rimming out. Something that USF to remain composed so that when they get those looks, they convert.
Worth is perfect from the line this year still. 12 points again is the difference. Ejim, Turner, and it's been these two, and I'll say Turner stepped out of bounds. And we just talked about, oh, I'm sorry, she did not step out of bounds. That'll be a foul on Leche. We just talked about what a team game this has been for the Dons, but you look at Gonzaga right now. Turner's got 11, Ejim's got 16, and the next closest in terms of points, it's Dolan who has 4. And that's a really big difference. There's nobody in the assist category with 9 assists like we see from Luana Leche. It's just been a heavy bag to carry, it seems, this game for Ejim and Turner.
It's been those two, but especially this fourth quarter, we're seeing things open up for Ejim more, like in that play, because her teammates are starting to shoot better. So when they're shooting better, that draws the defense out to the perimeter. She's able to get those open lanes driving to the basket.
Third personal, 5th team foul.
Fulcher called for her 3rd foul. It'll send Ejim to the line.
2 shots.
On the day, 4 for 6. And she'll put that one away.
Ejim has been the sole offensive force this fourth quarter, having her way. USF needs to make sure that they're catching on to this and adjusting, making it hard for her to catch the ball so she can't even get into those positions.
What a take
And that's exactly how you get your team and the crowd into it. Leche with the and one, like we mentioned. She had that steal a couple possessions ago. Again, she was mopping up the floor a little bit, trying to get rid of the wet spots. Just Leche all around tenacious today.
And her first trip to the line, she sinks one. So 3-point play for Leche. It's 57-44. Gonzaga still just trying to get below that 10-point mark, and now Darlene sinking one. That's 6 on the day for her, and the more Darlene gets going, the better for Gonzaga. Inside Dos Santos, she'll kick it out. Fulcher, no good. Rebound to Gonzaga. Dolan, it seemed like she was open. She opted to dump it off. And a block is called against Worth. What a battle that is, Worth and Ejim.
We talk about how talented of a playmaker and shot maker Worth is on the offensive end, but defensively, Coach Goodenbauer usually entrusts her of guarding the other team's best player, which is what we're seeing in this matchup versus Ejim. She's been very physical with her, trying to make it hard to catch, just every part difficult to score.
That's WCC Player of the Year in Ejim on Worth, the WCC Newcomer of the Year. Both of those, of course, from last year. Ejim was 2024-2025 all preseason team. And for the Dons, that was Dos Santos who got that accolade. Ejim for Gonzaga, along with Mott Hybens, also all WCC preseason team for this year. And now from three, Worth just misses. Rebound Ejim for the Zags, and here they come. They've broken that 10-point barrier. Provided I am doing math correctly, which I believe to be. That's 9-point difference here, and it'll be USF ball going back the other way.
Timeout on the floor.
Well, the timeout here. And we mentioned Gonzaga has not been able to break that 10-point barrier. They just did. Just under 5 minutes to play, though, in this fourth quarter. Can they make a big comeback? We'll sit back as you get a shot at the beautiful War Memorial Stadium. University of San Francisco in the lead by 9 points. 9 points is the difference here. And as we get a look at our sponsor here, San Francisco Toyota 25 Ventures. University of San Francisco Dons with the ball to kick this off. And Sophia, a lot of people in basketball like to talk about the minute mark. If you're at 10 minutes, or if you're 10 points in 4 minutes, is there a mark here for Gonzaga, points-wise and minute-wise?
That's a great question. I would say by the maybe third minute, you have to make sure that you keep this within a single-digit lead.
Vulture for three. You look at the comparison between these two teams. USF with 8 points off the bench. Gonzaga with 7 in terms of fast breaks. USF has capitalized just 1 point more, 5-4 against Gonzaga. And you look at second chance opportunities. That's a big one. Gonzaga with 8 points off second chances. USF 14. Dos Santos with another block.
Good job of San Francisco to collapse when Ejim tried to drive and then help the helper when she made that dump.
From deep, just missing, getting the rebound though once again. Who else? Luana Leche, who's been everywhere. her 6th rebound of the night. You look at her line, it's pretty impressive. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists.
And that's her 3rd offensive rebound, 2nd coming out of that media timeout, creating these extra possessions for USF. Huge when the clock is to your advantage at this time in the game.
Just as Gonzaga gets it within 10, USF hits that 3. We're at a 12-point difference now and working up top. 5 seconds remaining. She picked up her dribble. 3 now, and
Porta with the smooth layup there. She had Ejim playing a little aggressively, so she got the angle, took it all the way to the rim.
Working inside now, we'll get a blocking foul called. That was Bentacourt who was driving inside.
Personal foul USF, number 13, Deborah Dos Santos.
That'll go against Dos Santos. And we'll most likely see her check out. Maybe not, that'll be her 4th. But with only 2 minutes, 46 seconds remaining, you never know.
Ejim has been so influential this game. And in this 4th quarter, she's been on a roll. And it's because of that and all the attention that she's drawing. It opens up the way for other players to now score and have these advantages.
Second one is sunk for Betancourt. She goes 1 for 2 from the line. Now high press for Gonzaga, pays off. Stolen by Dalton, and she gets the foul called.
Personal foul USF.
Something that the Dons have to anticipate. Gonzaga is down. It's do or die time now with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in this game.
We got another look at that there. Beautiful read from Dalton.
Taylor Dalton at the line.
Yeah, you have to imagine that Gonzaga is going to start throwing everything towards them defensively at this point.
Dalton sinks the first one. Here's the second, no good. Rebound to USF. And Porta saying she got pushed. Our referee saying, no, you got the ball, you fell down. That's a travel, so it'll stay here for Gonzaga.
Number 11, Allie Turner returns.
Turner's going to check back in here.
She replaces Ines.
San Francisco at this point not only has to string together stops, but limit their fouls, since every single one is putting the Zags on the free throw line.
O'Connor from 3. She sinks it. This time Gonzaga not able to hold that press. USF breaking it, plenty of time now on the shot clock as now a foul called against Dalton.
Gonzaga foul, number 10, Taylor Dalton. That's her first.
Leche has really progressed and showed a lot of growth this season in her ability to handle the ball and handle this pressure, especially in a late game situation like this where everything is going to be collapsed towards her. It's important to maintain composure, which is exactly what she has been able to do.
Into the bonus and fouls, so this will be 2 shots for Leche. Sinks the first one. And sinks the second one. Stone cold from the line tonight. Working inside now, Ejim, she'll just go for it. No good. Bentacourt to Little. Blocked once again from Dos Santos. Dos Santos has 4 blocks on the night.
Dos Santos coming up big in her defensive presence, getting a ton of blocks, especially now with 4 fouls. Not letting that get to her head. She's still going to contest the shots like she has been. But with Dos Santos. She's been doing her job as the defender, not only as the primary one, but been in situations where she's helping and showing, dissuading that middle penetration and getting the ball inside.
Knocking down another one is Luana Leche. And the second makes it 14 points with just under 2 minutes to play. Sophia, provided something miraculous happens, it's starting to look like Gonzaga is going to go to 6-6 overall and 0-1 to kick off conference play. And USF may go to 1-0 to kick off conference play here. But Gonzaga might have something to say about that. Hyben sinks it for 3, and you can never speak too soon, can you?
You can't, and we know with Arizona State, their last matchup, they kept pushing cap threes at the end of the game where it never quite felt like it was over until that buzzer rang.
Well, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it here, 1:23 on the clock remaining in this fourth quarter. 11 points is the difference between these two teams right now. Who's been the standout for you tonight for USF?
The player that comes to mind is Luana Leche. With that last free throw, she has 10 points and 10 assists for the night, a double-double. She's actually a little bit on double watch as well because she has 7 rebounds, which as a point guard and a smaller player just shows the effort that she's putting into this game. Last game when we spoke to Dos Santos and Worth, they said that they were desperate to get that win versus Arizona State. And I think we're seeing a lot of that same mentality coming out today.
High press is on. USF breaks it. Ball goes to Leche. And she'll be fouled. Back to the line goes Luana Leche.
Gonzaga right now is in the foul game, sending USF to the line. With that, San Francisco needs to make sure they're maintaining their composure to hit these shots. But also, since you only have the opportunity for 2 points, have to make sure they're guarding the 3-point line, especially how high percentage that Gonzaga can shoot it.
6 for 6 now from the line is Luana Leche. For tonight, that is. Trying to go 7 for 7 right now, and she does so. 13 points, the difference now, just over a minute to play. Taking it in is Turner off the rim, and will Gonzaga foul again? Looking to break the press, yes, is the answer. Porta will go to the line. Foul against Ejim. That'll be her third.
Foul, number 15, Yvonne Ejim, that's her third. And then Trawali Porta at the line for San Francisco.
Trawali Porta at the line now for the Dons. 3 for 3 now on the evening. And that'll make it 15 points, the difference now with under a minute to play. So the defending champs come in, foul under the basket. That'll be against Ejim once again.
And that time, it wasn't even an intentional foul, just Ejim fighting to the end, trying to do whatever it is to still get this as close as possible for Gonzaga.
So Trawali Porta will go to the line once again. Ejim's going to check out. Plenty of players on 4 fouls right now for Gonzaga, and O'Connor will also exit. She's on 4 right now. Trawali Porta once again to shoot 2. She's been perfect from the line so far tonight, and she continues to do so. 16 points for Trawali Porta on the evening. She's got the most for USF. And stays perfect from the line. With those 2, that makes it 18. Just about 40 seconds to play. Turner working. Dos Santos thought she had a jump on that. Now from 3, that's twice in a row that Hybens has hit from 3. USF is able to break this press. And so it seems that Gonzaga is not going to foul. USF will go to 1-0 in the conference, and overall 4-6. Gonzaga is going to fall to 5-7 overall, 0-1 in the conference. And the Dons stay perfect at home on the year. They were 3-0 coming into today. This makes it 4-0.
And you looking at the San Francisco bench, you can see the excitement coming off of not only just the players, but the coaches, and what this win means for this team, breaking a 17-game losing streak against Gonzaga, the team that was predicted to win the West Coast Conference this year.
That's right, back-to-back West Coast Conference champions, predicted to win this year. Coming in to War Memorial Stadium, and the USF Dons will get the victory tonight. 73-58 is the final score, and you can see the energy from the sidelines, from the fans. After 17 long games, the Dons get the win in the 18th one and break that drought for them against Gonzaga. The Dons go to 1-0 in conference play. Gonzaga drops to 0-1. Next up, the Dons will head to LMU on Saturday the 28th. For Gonzaga, they've been on the road here. They're going to stay on the road. In 2 days, they'll be at San Diego. We're going to take a break here for a second. We'll be back. Stay tuned for post-game interviews you don't want to miss. Final score here, of course, 73-58. University of San Francisco takes the first game of conference play. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
96% of Subaru Foresters sold in the past 10 years are still on the road. That's more than Toyota RAV4. The Subaru Forester.
Get special low rates during the Share the Love event, and we'll donate $300 to charity.
For the love of Fußball, derbies, ultras, and Humba, and every match on ESPN+.
Nothing like in the Bundesliga.
For the love of Bundesliga, exclusively on ESPN+.
Thanks for attending tonight's game. Travel safely to your next.
Welcome back, everybody. Sarah Ash here alongside the winning head coach, Molly Goodenbauer. 73-58 is the final score. I love when you sit down, you just pick up the stats immediately. 2 wins in a row. You're 4-0 at home. This is the first game of conference play. Just tell us how it feels to sit here right now, 4-0 at home, 2 games, 2 wins just now, Tuesday and Thursday at home, and to make it even better, first game of conference play.
Yeah, no, really proud of our team. You know, we've been knocked around and kind of battered and bruised in this non-conference season, but they have, stuck with it and believed in themselves, believed in what we're doing. And then we've got Angie, with the flu, so, one of our key players out for this game, playing against, arguably one of the best teams in the league for the past, decade. So I'm just really proud of these guys, very happy for them. They all stepped up and, just made this their moment.
Here's a stat that I'm not sure if any of you were aware of. That was 17 games straight Gonzaga had beat University of San Francisco. Was that at all in the minds of you or the players tonight going into today?
Well, thanks for pointing that out. I appreciate that. But
it's a good thing now.
We did talk about, I think the only time we've beaten Gonzaga was maybe my first year here, and it had been, obviously a long drought and a testament to how good Gonzaga has been throughout the years. And they're a very good team, and we just really proud of our effort and kids stepping up. I thought Lou Leite today came to play, made all of her free throws at the end. She's worked so hard in this offseason on her shot, and to see her step up and really lead her team, make a huge three-point play at the end. I thought Freya Worth and did a phenomenal job on Ejim. I thought we executed a defensive game plan very well, I thought, and the kids made big baskets and big plays when they needed to and came out with a win.
What was the mentality throughout the course of the game? You guys were always in the lead. Gonzaga was never able to overtake that. Did that help at all to jump out to a quick lead and a big one at that?
Certainly. I mean, to get off to a good start, there have been a number of games this year where we haven't been able to get off to a good start. We've dug a big hole, and then that's always hard to climb out of, and especially against a really good opponent. So to come out and, kind of punch first and realize, our game plan, hey, it's kind of going to work. We've got some things going for us on the defensive end of the floor, and then, for our kids to step up and play with confidence and assertiveness on the offensive end. I think, definitely that's gives us a mental advantage, I think, sure.
All right, you're headed out on the road for 2 games before you come back home. How do you take this, harness it, and take it out with you on the road?
I hope we can do that. These kids have a nice break for Christmas, well-deserved. We've got a lot of kids that are, as do many teams that are sick right now and coming off of finals and flu and everything. So hopefully we'll get healthy, we'll get a chance to rest, and then, we've talked all along about our non-conference schedule, trying to prepare us for our conference play. And so now we're in the midst of that and take every game seriously and go one by one, do the best we can.
All right, that's head coach Molly Goodenbauer, winning coach tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you. Molly, thank you very much.
You got to come back after Christmas.
Welcome back to Nada Yada Island, the reunion. Janina, were you able to find your perfect match on the island?
Well, I'm proof you don't have to settle.
Whoa, Apple Watch SE and iPhone 12?
Guess who else is bundled up?
Hey, Max, I got them both too. Anybody can in Metro.
At Metro, everyone gets their perfect match. iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watches E for only $99.99. Only at Metro.
Here, everybody. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
I'm
too.
Sarah. For those of you who are hearing the voice and not seeing the face yet, I am here. There we go. There you are. I am here with Emma Trawali-Porta. Let's take a look at your line. 18 points on the night, leading scorer for the Dons. What a night. First and foremost, let's talk about the team. Let's talk about the win. A huge win, first conference game. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. We've been working so hard. We had a really hard non-conference schedule. So we knew we could do it, but we needed this win. We needed the Arizona State win because we were struggling a lot, and it just feels so great. I feel like it's just going to get better from here.
Yeah, you mentioned the Arizona State win. What do you feel like has changed in the mentality or energy of the team? 2 wins in a row now at home. Is it just you got the win, you got the momentum, you believe in yourself, or is there something else?
I think the momentum for sure is so important. But I think it just has to do with us just playing basketball. I mean, our Coach Molly is always like, just play basketball, guys. So I think playing a lot of tough teams in the conference made us realize, like, what's our game, just to find our identity. And our identity is just playing basketball and playing as a team.
What was the mentality coming in against Gonzaga? They'd won the WCC back-to-back years. They're obviously such a storied program. Does that change? Does it make it feel like a bigger game? Or did you try to just keep it at, hey, it's just a basketball game?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we came in as this is a big game. But I think a good thing from our team is that we always think we can win. When we step on the court, we think we can win every game. Yes.
All right, so I got to ask, 18 points. How are you feeling? Talk us through tonight.
I'm so excited. I honestly can't believe it. I didn't realize how many points I had or anything. I was just in the flow, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna win. But yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey, but I'm just so happy. I'm here. I'm so happy. I love my teammates. I love my coaches. It's just great. I'm just really happy here. Yeah.
And final question. I feel like I can tell from your energy, but every game so far has felt like it's been such a team contribution. Points from everybody, points off the bench. Everybody's contributing in different ways, always. Is that how it feels for you guys as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, before every game we talk and we're just like, let's just play for each other. We love each other, so let's do this. So it's just really fun. I feel like a good thing about us is that we enjoy playing games because we enjoy being with each other, around each other, inside, outside the court.
All right, everybody, this is Emma Trawali-Porta, leading scorer tonight for the USF Dons. That's it for us. I've been Sarah Ash. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's great to meet you.